First thing, we be putting the boards just to lay it without installing them yet, to ensure all the cuts, to measure all the cuts. So Peter is going to have all the larger elements first, and then he will work on the cuts before actually applying thin set. So this is kind of the way we're trying to have this figured first before applying the thin set, because thin set of course dries, so it might be enough time to do cuts later. So we will work on the cuts first, measure everything, and later proceed with the final installation. Alright, so Peter has all the boards already cut, ready to be mounted, and he will be removing piece after piece, applying thin set, putting board in a place, and then nailing it down. But this is how it's done, as you can see. So it's laying in place. One of the important thing also to consider on the larger areas where we have more open space, what we do, we have to have boards underlayment also in kind of offset pattern, like a brick pattern. We don't want the connections, joints, to continue. Of course they have to continue in one line, but not like they are squared. We be putting like square, 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 square. On the areas where we have joints moved, we want to make sure that there's at least 12 inches of overlap, if I can name it that way. This is also from durability purposes, because obviously all the connections are the most fragile areas for any cracks to be transferred for the tile. Of course, here we just putting solid pieces because the board is enough wide to cover most of the space. So this is how it's done. And the next step will be to apply thin set and nail it down or screw it down. The type of thin set that I'm using is a latex modified product that actually also bonds extremely well to the wood, to the in this case to the subflooring. It's not just cheapest thin set that most of the contractors like to use to save some bucks. It's from the higher shelf. It's latex modified. It's premium product, and this is the type of setting compound that I'm using to mount and the underlayment, and then later to work with the tile work. So this is another important thing, to not really try to cut the corners. Do it correctly if you want to do it, or just don't do it at all, because it might cost you even more expenses later down the road. So by using thin set, we filling all the lower areas, all the small spaces, pretty much eliminating any movement between the underlayment and tile backer, in this case Denshield. If sometimes some contractors might tell you, well, we don't have to put anything because the floor is in good shape. It's not true. There are always some higher, lower areas, areas where the board connects, some screws, nails. It's more about them saving time versus giving you good advice. The underlayment always has to be attached to the subflooring with a setting component. The best product would be latex modified thin set. You can use liquid nails if you really want, but the liquid nails will not fill entire space unless you will apply it with a trowel, like when installing hardwood floors, let's say gluing hardwood. So it always needs to be done, and it's of course also time consuming and something that homeowners will not see. So this is why I met with the contractors not doing that, because once it's done, and no one will be able to tell if it's glued or not. Plus they will give you most likely year warranty, and the floor might last that long even without it. So this is for more long term. So if you're planning on staying in your place longer time, make sure you do it correctly and follow up my rules, because those are good rules, good things that I'm trying to share with you today. So yeah. So I'm waiting for Peter. He'll be back in a few moments, and he's gonna work on the subfloor. I'm working on the shower at this moment, and I will have separate video how to install boards in a shower as well. So look for it if you would like to see how it's done in a shower. It's on one of my another clips in my channel. Okay, so Peter is moving with the installation of the floor. We're using 1/4-inch notch trowel to apply thin set, and he's putting piece after piece the way he was measuring and have everything laid and planned. Those pieces doesn't have to go under the baseboards. They have to go enough close to the piece to piece and to the trims, to the sides. Another thing, once we have the board in place, it's good to kind of walk over it to make sure all setting component is squeezed, the board been pushed all the way to ensure good bonding. And this is kind of step-by-step process as well. We already have a toilet room ready. The next step will be to attach it with the screws with your nails. So this is kind of next step on this job. And I'm gonna join him in a moment to have this work finished. So the important will be to evenly spread this setting component, to not leave really too much of the areas where there's more. Make sure there's even amount of thin set spread. It doesn't have to be really thick. It can be more kind of liquid. And this is pretty much the way it goes. And we have another piece ready to be put in. Okay. This one goes under the vanity. So we're making sure that it's pushed all the way, so thin set catches, bonds nicely, and then we will nail it after that in a few moments. Here we have the last section on this part. And yes, okay, so we have this part ready for the board. Yes, and we're following up this process for the entire floor, pretty much. Like I said, we can use Dinchil, we can use Durock. Dinchil or Durock, in my opinion, will be the most recommended. Durock, I mean Permabase, or the cement board, the Durock itself. I'm trying to avoid Hardy-Becker and Fiber Rock. Those are less durable products, from my experience, after having chance to demo such floors. This is it. And next step, we're gonna of course attach it. We have some nails. And round and round we go. Okay, so we have all the boards in place. Right now we're in the process of putting nails. We're nailing it down. We have good setting compound to hold the board in place, plus additional nails will hold it very well. We're nailing every 8 inches average, from 6 to 10, let's say, kind of spacing. So there's plenty nails to hold the board in place. That is also not actually hold with a thin set. So this is pretty much it when it comes to in preparing wall for tile installation. I mean wall floor for tile installation. And yes, the next shower, and then maybe tomorrow we can move forward with the tiling. But we have some other work still to do. So this is it.